Hello, everyone, and welcome to Metro TV. I'm your host, Andy Hoig, publisher and CEO of Metro Magazine. We have a really great show for you today. We'll be talking to the folks from Amplify Arts, Outlook Nebraska, the Bethlehem House, and the Team Jack Foundation. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Well, I'm here with Holly Sack. She is the Executive Director of Bethlehem House. Holly, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
I'm really excited to just learn more about what your organization does, and then you also have this really great event coming up here in October.
Yes.
So let's just talk about the Bethlehem House. What is your mission, and what do you do?
Yeah, so what we do and what we started as are two very different things, but we started very humbly in 2005, so we're going on our 15th year,
Wow.
as a safe house and a maternity home for women who found themselves experiencing crisis pregnancy and not having a safe, healthy place to reside during that time. In the course of 15 years, we have grown into something much more, and we're still down in the heart of South Omaha. We have a campus where 12 moms can reside at one time, and we're a full house. But we've had over 500 moms graduate the program, and it's turned into a much longer, more holistic program than it started. So
Yeah, talk about that a little bit, because you're so much more than what you started. So what does
Right.
that mean? And
Right.
talk about that.
So we're a really unique campus where we have, I'm a registered nurse by trade, but we have addiction counselors and we have social workers. So we bring sort of this triad, and meeting ladies at a time where they're in crisis and really with a multitude of knots. And so we work through that very holistically. So we have 14 core classes. Moms reside for about 6 to 12 months on campus at no cost. And they do a whole lot. So they go through, they kind of hit the pause button on the fast-paced society, and we wrap around them like a family. So that is really the one thing they share. They come from just all different backgrounds. We have women that come from incarceration. We have women that come from entrapment. We have women that come from the streets. We have women that come from homes. We have women that come from middle class. But the poverty that they all share is really a poverty of family and a healthy, safe place to build upon their skills. So they bring a desire to be a great mom, but they bring a whole lot of knots in their life. And so we work through those. And so we're actually a high-level residency program for addiction. And that's something that a lot of people don't know. And we've really evolved into that based on the need in the landscape. So more than half of our women do come with addiction. We also have 13 other core classes, so they're there, and they dive in on finances, and they dive in on parenting, and they really work the steps of coping and healthy relationships and codependency. We have 47 community partners signed up with us this year. We can't do it all, but we do it as a team. So when women come to Bethlehem House, they have a case manager and they have a therapist, but we are not a clinic, and we're not a Band-Aid, and we're not just a crisis center. We're an opportunity that the community continues to invest in and make possible. And so we're just kind of unique in that regard.
Yeah, absolutely. And then one of the things, you've got an event coming up.
We do.
A gala?
Yes, so our 7th year, the gala is our biggest fundraiser of the year. It brings about 400 or 500 people, most of them Omahans and the greater community around us. And it's just a really, really fun event. We're going to do it down at the Capital District for the 2nd year, down at the Marriott.
Okay.
Yes.
And what's the date?
October 18th, Friday. And we still have tickets available, and it's just going to be a whole lot of fun. We do a patron party around 5, and then we have Fariel Pearson. She's going to be our MC. She's a local TED speaker on just the repercussions of when you make small acts of kindness, just the effect of that, the ripple effect. And so we're excited. We'll have some great testimonies. It's really an opportunity for us to share the night with some of our residents and talk to the community more fully than you could ever get on a tour. And it's about the focus forward. It's not about a time to come and feel icky about the past. It's about an opportunity to say this was the crossroad and Bethlehem House was the door that opened, and thank you community for believing that I have the dignity, and we all deserve a fullness of life. And
Absolutely. I mean, and what you do for women, and it's so important because when you're helping women at a place in their life where they're bringing new humans into the world,
Yes.
the more empowered they are, and the more confident, and the more that they truly are being themselves, it helps these little humans coming into the world and to do what they need to do as they continue on their journey. So
we talk about breaking the cycle.
Yeah.
When we're pregnant, we're all vulnerable when we're pregnant.
Yeah.
And it's such an opportunity. It's such a time to just be triply motivated.
Absolutely.
To basically, look at someone that says, I believe you can do it. And then for them to just sort of see the hope that our staff have before they have it.
Yes.
And then to know that for 6 to 12 months they're going to be safe, and they're going to have all of these community sports wrapped around them. Our moms come in, at first they can't believe it, then they work through some grief, and then then we build from there.
So how can people buy tickets?
Yes.
Website?
Yes, our website is bethlehemhouseomaha.org.
Okay.
Right on the main page, you can scroll down, or you can click the event tab, and so it's right there. It looks bright blue stars, and it's Born to Shine, so that's our event this year, and it's all about how these, not only these moms, but also their little babies were born to shine, so it's helping to kind of
Absolutely.
enlighten them. So up right there from the website, or from our Facebook as well.
Okay. All right, Holly, thank you so much for coming on the show, and I'm just love getting to know more about what you do. So I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And we will be right back. Well, I am here with Rachel Carver. She is with Outlook Nebraska. Rachel, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
I think you were here like a year ago.
Yeah, around this time.
I know, we're talking about the Vision Beyond Site banquet coming up, but I want to talk first just about Outlook Nebraska, and what's your mission and what do you do?
Yeah, so Outlook Nebraska provides employment and other enrichment opportunities for people who are blind or visually impaired. And we have 2 employment entities. Outlook Nebraska provides the toilet paper and paper towels for the federal government, and blind and visually impaired produce that product. And then last year we launched Outlook Business Solutions, which is really designed to provide knowledge-based jobs for people who are blind. So we will do customer care, marketing services, focus on projects that maybe a business, for whatever reason, doesn't have the bandwidth to do. We can help out with that. And then our Outlook Enrichment entity provides all of the donor-supported programs, our technology training, and cultural and recreational activities for blind in our community.
So how long have you been with Outlook Nebraska? Because I feel like I've known you for like ever.
Yeah, I've been there for 9 years.
Okay, wow. And can you talk about your visually impairment that you have?
Yeah, so I was born blind, grew up in a small town in southwest Iowa, and lived more or less like any other teenager. I didn't get to drive at 16, so my birthday wasn't really that cool at 16.
Right.
But did some sports and music and all that, and went to college in northwest Iowa. And then it's probably about 1.5 years or so that I looked for a job. Of course, I got out in 2008 when everything was down.
Yeah.
And then I started here in 2010. And it was nice to have an organization look at me for what I could do instead of just focusing on the fact that I was blind. So that was nice.
Yeah. Again, I mean, I've known you for such a long time, and actually I don't think I've ever asked you the backstory of kind of how you got to where you're at. And
yeah, that's the very quick version.
Yeah. But let's talk about the banquet coming up on October 18th. What year is this for the banquet?
Oh gosh.
And if I'm putting you on the spot, you can
So
say.
the banquet started in 2010.
Okay.
Very small, kind of a employee appreciation event. And since then, it has really morphed into an awesome evening full of programming and really showing the community the great things that we are doing.
Right. And I think last year, did people wear blindfolds?
Yeah, so we started Dessert in the Dark a couple of years ago. And I won't give it all away, but
Sure.
It gives you an opportunity to get a small glimpse into what it's like to use your other senses when doing an everyday task. So that is, I think we started that in 2015, and so that will be part of our program again this year.
Okay. And so how can people buy tickets?
You can go to outlookne.org and click on the Vision Beyond site banner.
Okay.
And that's where all the information will be.
Okay. And again, it's October 18th. It's a Friday night. Go to outlookne.org to buy tickets or for more information. I just want to, one thing, statistics show more and more people are affected by vision loss every year. Why is that? Why is that?
So more and more people are becoming diabetic,
Okay.
and age-related eye conditions like macular degeneration
Okay.
are main causes of blindness.
Okay. Well, and you guys, again, doing such important work in the community and also giving job opportunities for those who are visually impaired, which is so important. So I just thank you so much for everything that you do.
Well, thanks for having us on.
Yeah, you're welcome. And again, outlookne.org for tickets to the Vision Beyond site or for more information just about the organization in general. So, and you can also find them in our annual giving guide. And we will be right back. Well, I am here with Scott Fangman. He's on the board of directors for the Team Jack Foundation. Scott, thank you so much for joining me today.
Absolutely, thank you.
So let's just talk a little bit about your personal history. I mean, obviously, being on the board of directors for any nonprofit, sometimes there's a personal story that comes along with that. So
You're absolutely correct, Andy. Born and raised here in Omaha, my wife and I have been married for quite many years, and our son Oliver, at the age of 5, was diagnosed with a pediatric brain cancer. A type is called a medulloblastoma.
Okay.
And unfortunately, Nebraska is one of the top 5 states that does get a lot of pediatric cancer cases.
Okay.
And most of it's in the Northeast, but Nebraska is a big candidate.
Yeah.
And so when he was diagnosed, we were very heavily involved with UNMC and Children's Hospital.
Okay.
And Dr. Puccioni did the extraction of the tumor, and then he went through 30 days of radiation, and then he did his chemotherapy protocol through Children's Hospital.
Okay.
And it's a very small club that you don't want to be a part of.
I know.
But so we got involved with Team Jack even before Oliver was diagnosed, because we saw a team with Jack Hoffman and his inspirational rundown during the spring game.
Right.
And we became friends with that organization, and they reached out to us and they asked me to join the board of directors, which I happily accepted.
Okay. So was that prior to Oliver being diagnosed, or
That was the introduction to the Team Jack Foundation was prior to his diagnosis, and then we joined during his treatments.
Wow. I mean, that's kind of interesting how that.
Yes, yes, and in a good
Yeah.
in a good way, I guess.
Yeah. Well, how's Oliver doing?
The great news is we are very happy because we know very many families that can't say this, that he is in remission, cancer-free, tumor-free,
Okay.
officially in remission.
And he's how old now?
He's now 11.
Okay, he's 11, and he got diagnosed.
When he was 5.
When he was 5. Okay.
Yes. So he's doing great.
Okay.
He's doing great.
And what are some of the important things that the Team Jack Foundation, does for families?
No, you're absolutely, that's a great question. Our sole focus is just raising funds and awareness for pediatric brain cancer.
Okay.
And so we cover the entire state. We have families all across the state, and I'm here in Omaha. The Team Jack Foundation is based at Atkinson.
Okay.
And so it's not only just the big urban centers, but also rural areas
Yeah.
as well. And the Hoffmans have been amazing, and with our fundraising efforts and with our events that we host to spread the word about what our focus is
Right.
and how people can help.
Well, let's talk about some of the events you have coming up. You've got
Yes.
one coming up in October, and then you have a big one coming up in February. So-
Yes, in October 10th.
Okay.
It's at the Happy Hollow Country Club here in Omaha. It's a wine tasting, and
Who doesn't love a wine tasting?
no, exactly. I mean, you can't go wrong
Yeah.
there. And the Happy Hollow group, they are so wonderful. So we have they're going to be doing heavy hors d'oeuvres, and with their great service team they have, it's going to be a beautiful environment. And also we're working with a winery out of Napa.
Okay.
It's called Stag's Leap, and they really focused well on Cabernets.
Okay.
And so I think they're going to have something for everyone.
Yeah.
And because they have award-winning wines that they're
Right.
going to be showing, and they're going to have reps on site, and people that are attending, you have the opportunity to buy bottles of wine at the same time.
Sure.
And it's just a great evening. It's from 6 to 9. So
Okay.
it's not like a huge, not going to take all your time kind of evening.
Absolutely.
So they can stop by and really enjoy themselves.
Yeah, and again, heavy hors d'oeuvres, wine tasting, you can buy some wine. It's kind of this nice casual evening, not a sit-down dinner, and you
Exactly.
can just enjoy it.
Everybody's talking, everybody's having conversations and getting to know each other.
Yeah.
And there's also going to be a presentation
Okay.
from the Team Jack Foundation about how we're working together with UNMC
Okay.
and with the Children's Hospital, which have been so pivotal to so many families
Yeah.
in our world.
For sure. And let's just briefly, because we're almost out of time, talk about the February event, which is a bigger,
Yes.
is it more of a gala?
Yeah, it's a gala,
Okay.
and that is our biggest event that we have. It's
Okay.
February 22nd at the Cornhusker Hotel
Okay.
down in Lincoln.
Yep.
And that is, we have Lee Corso as our keynote speaker, which is a
Nice.
lot of fun for people to
Yep.
enjoy. And there's a silent auction, a fantastic meal, and also a lot of networking going on
Sure.
for people to discuss. And we do raise a good portion of our money
Your
of
funds.
the year at the gala. And
Okay.
so events like the wine tasting and the gala, I just want people to be aware of, and
Yeah.
they can go to teamjackfoundation.org.
Okay.
And they can get more information about each of the events, and if they want to, sign up or donate or get tickets, that's where to go.
All right. Well, Scott, thank you so much. I mean, for coming on and sharing your story, because that's not an easy, to have being dealt that. And with Oliver, I'm just so happy for him
Yes.
at 11 years of age that he's doing well. So
Yeah,
thank you.
it was an interesting few years, and
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for our families and with the Team Jack Foundation and the doctors at UNMC
Yeah.
and Children's that helped us get through this.
For sure.
And we just want to make sure that we're supporting other families that are going through similar circumstances.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for coming on, and encourage everybody to go to teamjackfoundation.org
Yes.
for tickets and more information. So, We will be right back. Well, I'm here with Andy Saladino, the Executive Director of Amplify Arts. Andy, thank you for joining me.
Thanst for having me.
Two Andys, I love it.
Yeah, I know. It's
I love
rare
it.
to find.
So I want to talk a little bit about Amplify Arts, but you changed your name last year from Omaha Creative Institute.
Yeah, we sure did.
Yeah, so talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I started 3 years ago, and it was our 10th year last year, which is sort of why we started that fundraiser, this fundraiser Grave. And we knew we wanted to change the name. The name just didn't reflect who we were anymore, what we were doing. It was originally founded, fun fact, because we were going to be a school. So that was like why that name was going to be there. And so it's a great name for that, but that school never happened.
Okay.
And so when our other programs sort of started happening and we grew and things changed, we were like, this name doesn't fit anymore.
Right.
And we really stressed about it for a while, but ultimately it was the right choice. And every person I was worried about being like, you changed your name, was like, thank you for changing your name.
That's awesome.
That was great. So it was a good response. It was really nice, yeah.
Yeah, because again, 10 years last year. When did you come on as Executive Director?
July of 2016
Okay,
was when
all
I
right.
started, yeah.
And then you moved into a new building.
We did. We moved from North Downtown, the Alley Pointer Macchiato collab space. We moved to our own little space on 13th and William in Little Bohemia.
Yeah, I love that space.
It's great. It's a nice space. It's certainly funky, certainly unconventional. It was an old warehouse for auto body shop. And so when you came in, there was this rebar and these signs for like 95 Chevy or 1992 Honda, where they would like store the tires or whatever. And they took all that out, which I liked. But it's like an old warehouse, and we just sort of plopped some desks and tables, and
it's an awesome
cool and fun.
space.
Yeah, we like it.
So what is your mission? I mean, what do you do, and who do you serve, and talk about that?
Yeah, so our name, what we do sort of in our name, and that's sort of why we changed it, is we're really about amplifying the arts in Omaha. We want to build a stronger Omaha through the arts, build a stronger arts community. And, we believe that, artists are the core of a strong arts community. And so so the way we do that is by giving a lot of grant money to individual artists, about $45,000 a year, do a lot of professional development and education. We give access to them for services like legal services and access to people who want to buy or go to their work, and then just sort of work on creating a larger arts community.
So what kind of artists come to you? I mean, who are you giving grants to? Are they out of college? Are they out of high school? I mean, yeah, talk about.
They sort of run the full gamut in terms of their career. So most people who come to us are out of college. Most of them have a degree, but not everyone. But I would say the youngest we sort of work with is like early 20s.
Okay.
Because they're sort of right out of that college system. And people go to college and they learn how to sculpt their thing or paint their painting or write their music, but they're not given the tools of how to have a career.
Right.
And so when they're a couple years out of college and they're like, I'm doing great stuff, but I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
That's usually when they find us. And so we give them access to some different kinds of grants, some different professional development opportunities, and help guide them towards a stronger career.
Because they have the career and like the business, and because that's kind of a tough profession to get into, though it's very passionate. I mean, when you're in that profession, you love what you do, but it's kind of like the starving artist type of thing.
It is,
that
and
they
we want to get rid of that mentality.
you
We
get-
want artists to not be starving. We want to give them money, and we want them to eat and be happy and great. No one gets into that. It's like nonprofit work. No one gets into being an artist for this paycheck. They get into it because of that other element. They have to express themselves in that way.
Right. And also art, I mean, it contributes so much to our everyday life.
Yeah.
Whether you have art in your house or in your business. I mean, it truly is. It creates this energy, and it's important to have that. I mean,
I think access to the arts is a human right. I mean, we have to have the arts as people, and even like we hear in the business community all this time about attracting, retaining talent. People move here for jobs. If you get a job at Mutual of Omaha or whatever, they're going to move there for the job, but they're going to stay there because of the culture of the city. And the arts are such an important part of that cultural identity of a town like Omaha. So we just want to make it better and stronger.
So let's talk about your event, Grave. This is like the second year.
Grave 2, Back from the Grave is the title. We're going into sort of like a 1980s B-movie sort of feel, which is great. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is, we've got about 2 minutes or less, but I've been seeing on Facebook, because you've been pairing up people What does that mean?
Yeah,
I mean,
so for this year we added this element called costume clash, and so we're
Okay.
pairing community leaders with artists, and we're asking them to collaborate on a costume together.
Oh,
And
okay,
so that
okay.
we give them a little bit of a budget, and then people vote for them by paying $1.
I
And so
love
then
it.
at the night of the event, they're going to walk the runway. We'll have some judges. We're going to crown a couple of winners, and it's just a way of like having some silly fun and getting
Right.
the artists involved with and making some connections and raising a little bit of money,
Yeah.
because all this goes back to our artist programs every
Right.
we raise during Grave.
So Grave to Back from the Grave is October 18th,
October
Friday
18th,
night.
Friday. Doors
So
open
how
at
can
6.
people buy tickets?
Yep, they go to your website. It's the first thing you're going to see, amplifyarts.org.
Okay.
You can buy your tickets there, register to vote, and vote for people the night of. Be fun.
Okay. And where's the event at?
It's at the 40th Street Theater on 40th and Hamilton.
Okay, is it the same place as
Same
last year?
super cool, weird
Okay.
space. It's really great. Yeah.
All right. So you have to go to this event on October 18th.
You were there
Great.
last year. You can attest.
Yeah.
You throw a good party.
So it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So again, website one more time.
Amplifyarts.org.
All right, Andy, thank you so much for
Thank you,
coming
Andy.
on.
Yeah.
It's great to talk to you about this, and good job.
Thanks.
Thank you for what you do in the community.
Well, thanks for everything you do. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And we will be right back. Thank you so much for joining us today. Go to spiritofomaha.com. We are now taking nominations for our annual event that happens in January, but you can nominate an executive director, an outstanding guild, a business in the community making a difference, a service organization making a difference, and also a volunteer of the year. And voting for your favorite charity event will begin on November 15th. We will be taking nominations through the end of October. So I look forward to seeing you all back here next week.